everyone. This would be Mr. Foot here again with another drawing exercise. We're going to kind of get a little more in depth with basic shapes. I'm going to elaborate on a few more advanced aspects to drawing basic shapes. And I just want to start by, first of all, I want you guys to notice right now I am kind of like getting loose. Like, look at my hand. My hand is moving around. In other words, I'm kind of getting a feel as I start to make my shape here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to just loosely sketch that in lightly like that. This is called loose, okay? And the idea is you start loose and then you tighten it up. Okay? So the idea here is I want you guys to make circles. And again, you know, we started this before, okay? But they take practice, right? And I want y'all to just make, if you make a mistake, that's okay. If it looks kind of like this, okay? Get used to being a little more loose, okay? And if you notice that something's not right on your sphere or your circle, go ahead and correct it, okay? You don't need to erase it. You don't erase your lines. You don't need to start and stop. If it's really like that, you don't need to erase it. Just correct it, okay? Correct it. Okay, once you kind of get the general shape or the basic shape, okay, maybe you can clean up some of these loose ends like that. Okay? So we're gonna try and hit on a couple of new things that I hadn't talked about before. And the first thing is, okay, this is a circle, and the circle is defined as a flat shape. Okay, just as flat. See those lines? Those lines are flat. They're straight. Now watch these lines. I'm going to go ahead and let's just pretend that I can maybe see through that. And it would look kind of like this. Maybe it's, you know, right? Okay. These lines that I'm creating right here, they're called contour lines. Okay? And these are really important. Okay? So I want you to draw a sphere as best you can. And I want you to try and see if you can't envision, like, okay, what if this was a fishbowl and it had water in it? Something like that. All right? Maybe you could see. So if you could see through it, you know, maybe it has these different. So what we're going to try and do is, I want you just to section off this sphere here using contours. Okay? Okay, see the difference? These lines are straight, right? And these ones are contoured. So this would be a circle, and this would be a sphere. We didn't even put any light on it, but as you can see, this one here already has more of a spherical appearance because I use contour lines right there like that, okay? So I just want you guys to practice a page in your sketchbook of circles and spheres. And start out loose and then tighten them up. Okay? You can use your erasers. You don't need to. You actually don't even really need to erase much. Okay? You can just correct the lines if they aren't where they're supposed to be. See how I'm weighting down? I'm weighting down these lines. I'm making them look heavier. I'm gonna weight those lines down. See? Line weight is just a thicker, kind of heavier, obviously, heavier line. And then it's light, maybe it's a lightweight here. And I can capture, it almost looks like there's a light, you know, where these lines are a little thinner, okay? Okay. I can practice again. I put like a little sunshine, this is my light source. Maybe it strikes that surface like this. See how I'm doing this loosely? And my lines are contoured. All right? So if I was kind of going like this, okay. So you can see I'm using line weight and contouring to create this illusion of the sphere, okay? Sometimes, you know, it's also like a stylistic choice, like, you know, like, yeah, I'm sure a machine can make a perfect circle. But sometimes the hand-drawn look of, you know, the sketchy, I like personally, I like sketching. And so I kind of like it when it has all these different lines, right? And what I want you guys to get also practice doing is eyeballing in, if you can, the halfway point. So you can try and get maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 perfect pieces of pie. This is a good exercise to be able to draw a circle and then you know, try and eyeball in that half, the 4 pieces of the pie. So that's a good drill, and this would be another circular look at it. These are both circles. Okay, another thing to play with, and that's all we're doing, you guys, is we're just playing. We're playing. See how I'm staying loose? I'm not pushing hard. Okay. But this is a great exercise. You guys, we've got to get these basic shapes down. Everything that we draw is based on some of these same shapes. What would happen if this had an equator around it? How do we capture? What happens if it was like this? And this, now we have just half a sphere. Right? This particular surface is flat, so I might use flat lines. right? This surface is round, so I might use round lines. I'll use a heavy weight line down there, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to create a page of spheres and circles, contour lines, and line weight, etc. Just practice these concepts, okay, with the sphere. This again, I'm starting off what's called loose. Yes, loosey-goosey. All right, and then I can tighten it up. Those are drawing concepts or terms that we've been using for hundreds of years, if not longer, when it comes to drawing things in a loose, sketchy, kind of lighthearted way, or refined, tight, precise sort of way, okay? Just experiment with maybe trying to make this maybe the globe lines, you know? So you have right? And these are on the back. Maybe you can see through it, but maybe you can't see through it. So these lines that I'm drawing right here are called contour lines. Right? And as it gets closer to that, it might, see, all of a sudden it changes directions. Okay. Okay. So that's the exercise I want you to do. Contour lines, line weight, practice cutting them in half, making four equal pie pieces, work on circles, work on being loose, okay? Tightening it up. If you notice you did it don't get bummed out if your circle is way off. Look at how far off mine was, okay? That's all right. It's gonna take a moment. But what I'm doing here as I'm doing this is I'm getting a feel. I'm getting more and more of a feel for the pattern. Okay. So this is part A of the new assignment. Circles and spheres, contour lines, line weight, and light.